Martin. I'm Scott, and this is a 1931 Martin C-1, serial number 48880. That's 48,880. And it's in here for some finish repairs. Hopefully when we're done with it, it'll be happy like me. One thing is, it has a hole right here, and it has a lot of blemishing on the nut. He wants me to take care of that, those two things. And also, can you see that nut? I know the lighting can get a little reflective, but that hole goes all the way through, and for some reason he attached to the tuner a little cockeyed. So once we fill that hole, we should be able to shift it over. Or we're going to have to fill that hole. Bastards. They think they're solving a problem, but they're just creating more. There's a boo-boo. That's no good. And I know that after watching this video, if you're in this line of business, you're going to want you one of these total vices. So what happened with the tuner is that there was a broken screw down in there. That's why he had it swiveled like that. I used my tube with teeth cut into it in my drill to drill it out, and then cut a dowel and put a little color over it and clear finish. Dull it down. Kind of blend it. This is why I was saying you're going to be jealous of this total vise after this here, because I'm going to be able to work on this area without hunching over. It sure looks nasty. Looks like Bondo. What do you think? I've never done this before, but I've done harder things. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to tack this down with some super glue, score around it, get the Dremel out, carve it in, and then just inlay this piece. It's a paper-backed genuine mahogany. I'll be installing the mahogany veneer with this Gel Control Super Glue by Loctite. Just get a adequate amount in there, spread it around, and then squish the veneer down over top inside of there and pray that it sticks. I've done this a few times. I usually don't use paperback veneers, but it works pretty well. I'm just scraping and cleaning the rest of this area, and this is interesting. There's a magnet inside the guitar. He accidentally glued a magnet in there. Oh yeah. I'm going to take this paper towel and a little bit of this shellac, and I'm just going to wipe it right over the repair. And then I had this one little area that I sanded through. I was trying to get some of the glue off of that, and I like to get it kind of like really wet with shellac and kind of like rub it right into the grain, because I'm gonna use the grain filler next, and I'll make sure it sticks down in there. I'm gonna try to get that magnet out. Well, my first two attempts to get the magnet out were unsuccessful, but I would like, if I do get it out, which I put in a email to the customer to find out what type of glue he used, so maybe I can use a solvent that would dissolve it a little easier. Either way, if I do get it out, it's going to be using this technique, and I'll warn you, don't try this at home if you're bigger than me. You might want to try to find someone that's 5'7" or shorter, 150 pounds or lighter to do this, because I can get my arm all the way in here. I can actually hold a tool in my hand as well. Right now I'm grabbing onto it with my two fingers and my thumb, and I can really, you know, feel my way around this thing and pull it out if I could dissolve the glue somehow. Anyways, just reach in up towards with your hand up here on the lower bow bass side, and you can get your elbow in there. Once you get your elbow past there, you can reach anywhere inside the guitar fairly comfortably without ripping your arm apart or damaging the sound hole. So don't wear long sleeves, and just make sure you're super skinny like me. Total Vice number 7, another great use. Put to use. One of those cool stickers I got recently. Healy, Harpeth, Luth Group, and Guelph. Guelph, 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 Guelph. Maybe on this one I do a little scrape. I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably going to downsize from the foam block to something a little smaller. This might even be big. Actually, that looks like 80 grit. I'm gonna change this out. I also got one of my viewers sent this. This was Dwayne K. sent me this. It's like a urethane material, and you can use it as a nice, it looks like a really cool sanding block, but he also has a lot of different uses for this urethane material. And I thought it was MDF, but the package, he mailed it here to the house, and it was so heavy, I thought it was like, when I opened it up, I was like, wow, this is high density MDF. It looks like MDF, but it's urethane. It's like twice as heavy as MDF. I have a feeling Dwayne has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Maybe he's gonna start up his own YouTube channel, he said. That'd be kind of cool. See, there's also a lot of schmutz over here that was left. I think for this one I'm going to go with the method that Ian Davlin taught me, and that is 120 grit on a little plexi or a Lexan pad. And actually there's a divot right here. And there's a pretty good gash so I have to maybe consider filling this in here. I slather a little bit of Simple Green, which is just soapy water, really, on the blade, on my fingers, and try to carefully smooth things out without pulling it out of the gash. Once again, I colored the epoxy putty with my Dirty Amber, which is a custom color that I mixed, and just a pinprick of the red mahogany. Another interesting pose from lucky number 7. Okay, I drew in grain lines with this pencil. Now I'm going to come in with this sharpened awl and just make little indentations in the putty. And then I'll fill it with grain filler. And hopefully it looks okay. After I fill the grain, I'll sand it again. After doing this side, I can swivel it around, lock it in place, and work on this side. Okay, I've wiped that with some shellac. Now I've got some pumice with some stain and a little bit of true oil here. I'm going to rub it in to these little fake grain lines that I just made. Tomorrow, come in and sand it smooth, and then start adding a little color. What do you think, guys? That's called red mahogany. Color tone red mahogany. I think it might be a little red. I know there's a lot of glare. What can I do? This is just clear shellac. I just want to kind of see what to do now. This is medium brown. So this one, color looks great, but you can see when we turn the corner here that those gouges I put in are way too deep. Deep gouges. I'm going to fill those in next. Over here we got the other repair coming along. Guess it looks okay. It's coming along. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. This is neutral green filler, no color added. And this is H2O, water. I like my water to have a lot of H2O in it. And I like my green filler to be neutral. Just like that. Let's stick her in there and see how she looks. This could take up a whole 30-minute episode right here. Little by little, I keep adding more color, and I'm always mixing the color, the stain, with shellac. I like to smudge it also with a gloved finger. Brush and smudge. Brush and smudge. Because shellac the color tends to find its way always to the outside edges. So the smudging helps. So this is where I'm at with just a couple wipes of shellac and stuff. I'm trying to find out from the customer if he wants me to break out the airbrush and do any more work. I don't know if this, so far where I'm at, fits his budget exactly. But from where we started off, it's an improvement, but I could make it look better. I would just have to charge him more money. And this is where we're at with this one. I think that's about as good as we're going to get on that one. So I think it's just a matter of putting on a couple wipes of clear and then getting the sheen right with after the clear finish cures. I'll get the sheen correctly, and I think the color's okay on that one. And this is the epoxy putty repair. This repair, I didn't do a wood patch. I heard back from the customer and he thought it looks great. So for his, as far as his judgment goes, it's good enough for posting for sale on Reverb. You might see this one out there if you're looking for a bar fret Martin. Search Martin C-1. This will probably be the only one for sale. Maybe 2 or 3. Alright, so we'll look at these areas again that I fixed on, or I worked on. I won't say I fixed them, but there's the little hole repair. There's that one. I could probably work on that sheen a little better. I see it could use a little more scuffing. Make it dull it down a little bit. And there's that one. A little better than before, but you know, not something that he wanted to spend $800 to $1,000 working on. So a couple $100, he's good to go. Did I mention this guitar has bar frets? Never had one of those in the shop before. I have played a few before, I love them. And if you really want to save things, go to my channel and grab some merch. If you learned anything today or had fun watching, I'd appreciate it. Till next time, catch you later.